welcome to episode 7 of The Bridge. We're going to put this up immediately. It's Saturday night of
SCG Indy.
SCG Indy, that's the event that happened today. I didn't go to it because I had to work, but you guys went to it. You had an amazing time.
Before we forget about it, I'd like to just give everybody a good visual for this podcast in particular. This is the first topless podcast. It's a little bit hot in my house, so we're all topless.
Well, here's the thing. I came over to your house before you got here.
Right.
Because I was working and you guys.
Did you have to break in? Did you have to break in?
Yeah,
or was the door unlocked?
I crawled through.
I love doing that.
Anyway, have
like
you done that before?
Yeah, I feel like a badass. I locked myself out. I went outside and I'm like,
you
shit.
You can break into Jacob's house.
Yeah, I've got this thing in my. Yeah, I've got this.
Don't tell them.
Okay.
People break into your
Yeah,
house.
you changed your password because you gave it out, and now you're gonna tell people how to break
But
into
they
your
don't know
house.
my address.
Well, they'll find it out.
There's not too many houses. You're probably not that hard to find.
Okay, fine.
All right.
There's no way to break into my house.
I was napping.
We made that up.
I was napping while I was waiting for them to show up.
Naked.
I've been at work.
Let's be honest, Taylor. We've already cleared up once. Sleeps naked, so clearly I'm gonna have to burn all of my sheets, my comforter, and maybe my pillows.
Well, he definitely JO'd in the bed too. So.
Yeah.
We know that.
Remember that time I got crabs?
Really?
That's gonna happen tomorrow.
Awkward.
I get it.
Anyway, and so then Jake was sitting next to me, and he just got hot and took his shirt off. And so then we forced Jack to take his shirt off, which I'm not disappointed about at all.
I think I would.
What's in the cup, Jake?
I got vodka and Coke.
Classic. I think there's a
that.
name for that. We should figure it out.
I'm gonna call it Russian Coke.
Whatever.
No.
You don't like
Jack,
it?
All right.
Fuck you.
What's in the cup?
The bottle. I'm drinking a Bud Light Golden Wheat. Not as good as a Golden Shower, but it's close.
Yeah, Bud Light super gay. You might as well just label that bottle.
You're
Bud
saying
Light
that, and yet
super
we're
gay.
all three guys topless sitting around a microphone.
Listen, you're the one who threw a pool. This actually happened. Jack threw a party at his house. No girls showed up, and we went.
I didn't invite any girls. I didn't want them there.
That's even worse.
That was actually the first time the ferret story was told.
All right, this is after the ferret story. Jack has a party at his house, doesn't invite any girls, and
it was a magic event. What girls are going to show up?
I gotta finish the story. I'm gonna tell you the gayest part of the whole thing.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, tell your story.
Jack invites all these guys to his house, and we go swimming.
But hold on, most people weren't swimming. Most people were sitting in the hot tub.
Yeah.
Okay, I would if like somebody were doing a prop bet with me, I would say over under on guys in the hot tub. Set it at 9.5.
Yeah,
and the over would win.
Yeah, the over won because I was in that hot tub at one point. So.
Well,
the over.
I don't see the problem here.
It's real gay.
I mean, are you saying you don't feel comfortable being around guys and not girls?
What? I do, but I like to have sex with men.
Okay, well that's not what I like. So.
Right, but you like to have all your friends
over.
Let's go swimming, boys! Everybody take your shirts off. No shirts in the pool.
That's what. No, it was a magic party, right?
Shirt the whole time?
Probably.
No, he took his shirt off. Actually.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I was very impressed.
Ben Weinberg's dropping some LBs.
Yeah, I've got a good story about Ben Weinberg.
Wait a minute. All right, so
what's in your cup? Shillelagh?
Yeah, no, we're doing shillelagh again.
God, fuck
it's
you.
delicious.
You don't do anything original here.
You're the one drinking out of a bottle for like the 4th podcast in a row.
It doesn't matter. It's a different drink, and I got the Golden Showers joke in there. That's the only reason I drank this.
All right, if you laugh,
he was planning it his whole.
Look, I know it's
drive
not
home
great,
from
but
Indy.
it's something.
If you laughed at the Golden Showers joke, listen. We know nobody wants to admit to listening to this podcast, but you can comment in the comments anonymously.
Okay, so you're using the
comment
fact that nobody comments to prove your point.
If you thought that was funny, comment anonymously in their comments.
I'm gonna go home and make an anonymous comment now. That was hilarious.
Good.
Jack's the best.
That'd be the most effort you put into this podcast yet.
Whoa. Yeah, you're right. You're correct.
So these guys got to go to Saturday of Indy. I'll be there Sunday. So if you're listening to this, I hope that you came up to me and found out who I was. We shook hands and that kind of thing. But Jacob has a story that I wasn't allowed to hear because he wants me to hear it on the podcast for the first time.
Sorry to anyone who probably heard this story already, but it's a good story anyway. So there's someone in our area named local superstar Rocky Harris. Huge fan of this
God,
guy.
it's a Rocky Harris story?
Huge fan of this guy. I think that in general, he's probably.
It was his birthday Thursday, by the way.
Well, who cares about that? I think that if anyone sports a jersey the best, it's probably Rocky Harris.
Was he wearing a jersey with nothing underneath it today?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first good
it's
story.
Like 50 degrees outside.
First good story I forgot about until just now. In between round 1 and 2, I meet up with my brother, and my brother's like, "Hey, I just saw a homeless guy taking a shower in the sink in the bathroom." But actually, then I double looked, and it was Rocky wiping himself off with wet towels in the bathroom.
What's he doing? He was doing a Mexican shower in the bathroom at a Magic.
Yeah, I gotta applaud the guy for at least trying. I mean, that's more than most Magic players do. Let's be honest. They don't shower.
Yeah, which we should have saved that because that would have been a good segue into Darwinning. But
I thought we were gonna tell the other Rocky story.
We are.
Well, then
that
get
was just
to
an
the
aside.
good one. All right.
Okay,
build it up.
So
Rocky story part 2.
After round 2, I'm walking down the little alleyway, and I noticed my good friend Rocky Harris, and I'm like, "Hey, Rocky, what's going on, buddy?" And he's like, "Well, it's just not going so well for me today." And I'm like, "Oh, really? What's your record? 1-1. Really? What happened?" "Well, it was my own fault." "Okay, well, what happened?" "Well, I won game 1, lost game 2, and then in game 3, I had kind of a pretty decent board position, and then I drew 2 cards, and that was a game loss."
No, I thought didn't he have him?
He's like, "I went to draw a card, drew 2 cards, they called a judge, and it was a game loss." For the record, Rocky is known to be a horrible cheater.
Yeah.
So I would just request
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right, there's several stores in the Magic area. I think he's been banned from every store in the Magic area.
Except for Illuminati.
No, he was banned from there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But he can play there again. But he's been banned from every store in the area at one point in time or another. And he currently can only play at one store in Cincinnati. We have 4 or 5.
Well, since he's obviously not going to come on the cast, so I control him. I'm just going to tell some other Rocky Harris stories that I find to be great.
This is the Rocky Harris podcast.
Yeah, this is the Rocky Harris podcast.
I'm going to flog Rocky Harris on this podcast right now.
So, there's a kid that I'm pretty proud of, a Hunter. I don't know his last name, but his brother actually made the top 8 of
It's
this.
like Fugget something.
Yeah,
It's
but anyway,
Fugget, but...
yeah, his brother made the top 8, Ricky. But anyway, round 1, Hunter plays against Edgar Flores and beats him. Round 2 plays against AJ Soccer and beats him, and then loses to some donks and goes 2-2 drop.
Randos.
Yeah. But pretty good kid, pretty good at Magic for his age. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was that good when I was a small child.
12.
So anyway, Rocky Harris is playing against him at an FNM, which, as I understand it, FNMs are highly competitive.
If you lose at an FNM, you're just like the worst shit ever.
Yeah. So I don't remember what Hunter was playing, but Rocky was playing Valakut, and Rocky goes Cultivate, put a forest into play, take a card face down and put it into my hand. To which Hunter goes, "You have to show me that." And then Rocky goes, "It was a mountain." Hunter grabs it, flips it up, and it's a Prime Titan.
No, it's an Inferno Titan.
No, Hunter told me that it's a Prime Titan, but everybody thinks it's an Inferno Titan in the story.
Okay.
So he just straight tutors for that, just to cheat a small child.
The best part is I was playing at a different store that day, and so I'm playing in a draft or cube or something, and I get a call from him, and I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." So I answer it. Yeah, Hunter calls me. I didn't think he had my number. I guess Ricky gave it to him. But so he calls me directly after the round to tell me this story. So I immediately tell everyone at that store, and then the story just spread.
Yeah, I talked to some guys in Louisville, and they were like, "Hey, have you heard of this Rocky Harris guy?"
Yeah.
And then they told me the story.
Yeah, I was talking to people from Lexington, Louisville. He's a well-known individual.
Yeah, at another FNM, there was a time when he had a Garuk wild speaker at 3 counters, and he was basically dead on board to his opponent, and he grabbed the dice and tapped the dice about half a dozen times, and then very subtly flipped it to 4. And then goes, "Okay, overrun," and takes the 4 off, and the guy had to call judge on him. Eek. So that's no good either.
Yeah,
but,
I'm sure there's just infinite
so
Rocky Harris.
The moral of the
stories.
story is, if you play against Rocky Harris Unlimited, you're probably going to lose because he built his deck days before the tournament.
In the parking lot.
Yeah, sometimes you still just beat him because he might not be the best player I've ever seen. And
he's an up-and-coming competitor.
Yeah, I would say his best endorsement ever was by Craig Wesco.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, he wrote an article about it.
This is
not
another one of my good favorite Rocky stories. So, we're hanging out at the Illuminati before F&M, and Rocky Harris busts in. He's like, "Hey, some guy wrote about me on the internet. Durka, 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 blah, blah, blah." And so we're just like, okay, whatever, let's pull this up. It was a Craig Wesco article, and Craig Wesco goes, "Yeah, so I added Abyssal Persecutor to Jund because local superstar Rocky Harris did." But like the thing is that Rocky was just being trolled by Craig, but he just thought it was like the best, hottest thing in the entire world.
He didn't see that the local superstar was in quotations, which usually doesn't mean the.
Oh shit! That means he probably has the internet, which means he might listen to the podcast.
That's true.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't. I did tell him to listen last night.
Did he? And so he's gonna listen, and the whole episode just about him.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, if it's anything like the Craig Wesco thing, he's gonna think that he's even more popular now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is more popular, just not maybe in the way he thought he was.
Yeah, the truth is he actually gets feature matches at SCG events all the time, but I think it's usually just because they want a table judge there to prove that he's not cheating people.
Still usually is, to be fair. But.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was it. Did anything else great happen at the... Mary Jacobson was there, and Jack pussed out and didn't talk to her. Because he's a giant vag.
It's not that I pussed out, but like...
See, this is what we wanted to do. Have him go up and be like, "Hey, do you listen to the podcast?" "No." "Do you remember me when we talked a couple..." "No." "Well, do you want to get in a van and drive 2 hours so that one of my friends can give you an extreme makeover?"
I'm a pretty memorable guy. Let's be fair.
Okay.
I think she would have remembered me, but I didn't want to segue into... Oh, cool, so you remember me. Yeah, let's get in the van and drive about an hour east and,
Well, no,
we'll go in this guy's basement. It'll be fine.
I would love for her to go on the podcast.
I would too, but I want to build up a rapport a little bit first.
Yeah, like, I'm sure SCG's coming back to Cincy, right? Because they had a pretty sweet event here, yeah?
Yeah, February.
February.
All right, well, how about that?
Perfect. So we have till February to build a rapport with Mary Jacobson.
Well, and also it's a lot easier when it's in your hometown versus an hour and a half away,
right.
Or in this case 2 hours because it's on a
flat
tire.
I have till February to convince my boss to allow me to use the salon on Sunday to give her a makeover.
All right, so it wouldn't have even been a good idea to bring her because we
thought we could do it in the
promises.
Basement.
Yeah, I thought that was the plan.
I have a blow dryer upstairs.
I have a hair straightener in my bag actually.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, time out. Every episode, I find out something more faggoty about your ass. You have a hair straightener?
I had it with me all day today because I thought it might be staying up there.
How come I've never seen you use it?
What do you think my hair is just this straight naturally? Are you retarded?
If you guys
Jack's hair,
Jack
Grannon's hair looks like someone shaved off their pubes and then glued them to his head.
Yeah, it looks like the Beavis and Butthead episode.
Of what?
The Beavis and Butthead did this episode where they
Alright, well,
they glued pubes onto things.
Here's the thing.
How come we don't have top 8 decks yet?
I don't know, but let me know if there's a Tezzeret deck because I have a bet riding on that.
Alright, I mean, if I had top 8 decks, we would talk about them right now.
We're not going to talk about anything relevant. We know that's a bad idea.
Well, here's something relevant that I do want to talk about that I just remember that I hate.
Yeah.
People's quick questions.
What are quick questions? Oh, on coverage?
God, yeah, just
what's a quick question?
Like,
I'm not aware.
I think we should, when we get to go to events as a team, we should go and do like quick questions that matter. Like, quick question, what's your favorite lubricant to jerk off with? Because it would be equally as valuable as which Titan is going to outperform the others in the early days of Standard with Innistrad.
I'm much more interested in
useless.
lubricant.
Yeah, like,
but I don't even use any lube ever when I jerk off.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Masturbation technique.
All right.
This one requires lube. Now, usually people just grip up under their circumcision scar, in which case, like, the skin on the outside just goes around the hard part of the penis. Here's what you do. Get some lube and go hand over hand, so there's no up motion, there's only down.
I lost
It's
you.
insane.
I'm gone.
Go hand over hand down. It's awesome.
You heard it here first.
Hand over hand down is the new way everybody's going to be beating it. But if you do that without lube, you're just going to rub yourself raw. It's not good. Joseph, listen, some people don't understand the question. Joseph Bernal answered Phantasmal Image. That is not an option, Joseph. It is not a Titan.
Yes, it is.
Chris Anderson also didn't understand the question. Consecrated Titan. That is not a Titan. Everybody else successfully answered the question.
I think these guys have the right idea.
Which one of them said worm coil engine?
No, that would be an incorrect answer
Are these the top 8 profiles?
No.
Oh, these are a bunch of
people
assholes.
answering this question.
I don't care about them.
I like Jerry Thompson's wearing an awesome shirt though.
Yeah, he's going to a wedding today. That's why.
Is Chris Anderson going to this wedding as well, or is he just?
I don't know. He was really dressed up. I mean, he might have been just Darwining and getting some catnip.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Great segue. I'll allow it.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Darwin Castle wrote this article that everyone has loved to troll this week. Unfortunately, everyone loved to troll it so much, I'm kind of out of a lot of things to say.
Didn't they cancel comments on that? Because I actually went to go read the article.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, God.
From what I heard, it's the second article in the history of Gathering Magic, whatever site it was on, that they had to ban
comments.
ban comments because there's so many people trolling.
I'd like to give a shout out to everyone. Everyone at Gathering Magic, whose names I can't say that may or may not listen to this podcast, because I think that it's awesome that people admit to me in secret that they like this.
Yeah, apparently, people are apparently listening, right? This is what we found out today.
That's the word on the street.
People are listening, but nobody can admit to it because we say things
like cunt.
Like
double jerking off
like hand over hand jerking off.
Yeah.
If you want to see a demo,
getting abortions.
You don't want to admit to it, but you're gonna try it tonight.
Or the fact that Jack won't date a girl with a baby, he would rather date a girl with an abortion.
Look, it's not that it.
If that 17-year-old girl with the blue hair and the huge titties had an abortion, would you date her?
Let's not.
That's a real question.
It's not a real question. We're moving on.
Obviously, yes.
Look.
All right, so
blue hair's hot.
You think she's hot?
No, I said blue hair's hot.
She's cute enough. If she were like 10 years older, I'd date her.
She was like 2 years younger, maybe. Then she'd be 15, right?
You are the sickest kind of fuck. All right, so Jake and I got in. Actually, it's really funny because I don't work on Mondays. So I was sleeping in, and Jake starts messaging me, and he sent me 8 messages, and I eventually sent back. # still in bed. # text later.
Yeah, so
because I was just like, what the fuck, man? I don't want to talk about this at 8:40. It was literally 8:45 in the morning on a Monday. I'm like,
you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Why don't you text me instead?
I did. You took a lot longer to respond.
Anyway.
Excuse me.
Basically everyone just kind of trolled Darwin because his article was kind of dumb. His article at the first part said, "Okay, I had this relationship that was failed because I played Magic. Now here's how to pick up a girl who plays Magic." Right. Which is like,
hey, listen, I took that to heart, and I really tried it this weekend.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
I took it to task.
You didn't take it.
What I like about it is that I believe that it was Bertoncini, or if it wasn't Bertoncini, sorry, said something along the lines of, "I don't like this article because it's trying to teach blind kids to play darts," which I found to be quite hysterical. But basically, he was like, you need to win tournaments, you need to wear a sports coat, which I feel like most people that wear sports coats look kind of like douches most of the time there.
Women like douchebags. That's the point.
Well, maybe that's the point.
That's the point.
And that is why I will never date a woman who plays Magic. That, and usually they're kind of homely. Or their tits are just popping out of their shirts for everyone to see, which I'm just like, eh.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
I guess you don't really want it for everyone though. You want it for yourself.
Yeah, I want a chick to be slutty and dirty for me, but not for everybody else.
You want her to beat you after you have sex with her, right?
No.
No, I want to.
Oh my God! Hold on. Brilliant aside. No, we'll do an aside.
It's not
first.
a segue. It's an aside.
Yeah, aside. So.
Well, listen, we're the only podcast that has to define the difference between a segue and an aside.
So, me and Jack are standing around talking, and then Sam Stodd shows up, and we're just bullshitting with Sam Stodd, and then one of my favorite semi-local celebrities comes by, a.k.a. Retarded Rick.
Oh, God!
What's his real name?
I don't know.
Rick Edminster is his real name. Rick Edminster was on...
Poison Belly Ogre.
Alright, Rick Edminster...
Coined.
Was receiving... And I don't mind saying this because it was my tax dollars that he was receiving. He was receiving funds from the government because he was classified as...
A retard.
Furtado.
He was disabled.
So does Rocky. He gets
but
disabilities.
At the same time,
that's not the same thing.
Right.
Oh.
Rocky is actually a veteran, and I would never troll a veteran about that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna not talk about that.
Okay.
You can troll him for being a scumbag.
Yeah, we can troll him for being a fucking cheater, but I'm not.
I'm not gonna troll him for taking that.
For serving our country and injuring himself in the line of duty. Anyway, he has since stopped. Well, here's the thing. During the time he was receiving benefits, he was playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively.
Right, and I remember he beat me in a draft.
Which I think is Did he really?
God,
Yeah,
that's worse than losing to a girl.
Like, I think that's over the bar for
mental disability.
For mental disability.
Like
if you actually have mental disability, I'm all about you receiving my tax dollars. I'll help you out. Like, I'll come to your house personally.
Yeah, like, I'm basically paying him to enter this draft to beat me in.
Right? Which is just like,
that's what happened.
A little on that. Anyway, he has since been removed. He lost his waiver, is what they call it. And so he doesn't receive those benefits anymore.
He's actually, there's multiple stories about him going to with people to tournaments, getting a hotel room, and either A, spending the person's money on pornography and jerking off in the room.
Really?
Yeah, that happened to D-Mac.
Oh, God.
D-Mac had to pay. And then a lot of times he will be in the shower and take a shit in the tub.
He's shit the tub more than once.
Yeah.
Oh, is it more than once? I thought it was the one time.
It's more than once.
So
I figure once you do it once, you really keep track of that.
Retarded Rick starts talking to Stod, and I zone out because usually he doesn't have anything relevant to say. And I start talking to Jack about something probably equally irrelevant. And then Sam Stod goes, "Hey, Jake Howell, we need to figure out if you think that this is an unhealthy relationship." Okay. So, Retarded Rick has a girlfriend, and then my jaw hits the ground.
Talking about choosing a blind guy to teach people how to play darts, asking Jacob about relationships is just the equivalent.
It's pretty bad, but, like, I'm better than some. I bet I'm better at relationships than, I would say, 50% of the people that were in that room today.
You're better than at least
in
everyone
this
room.
Here's what you just said. You're like, bet you I'm better at running than all these one-legged people.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. I'm just saying.
You count the people with the bionic
those guys
spring legs?
Those guys are so fast.
Yeah, well, they're not really legal. They're banned from running, I think, like competitively.
Really?
Yeah, like the ones with the...
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about with like the fiberglass shit.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to, because it's like actually a better advantage than having a real leg.
It's wider.
Well, it's just like it provides more support and like not as much pressure.
Translates more force from their leg into the
ground.
Right,
like you press down and then like the spring will
spring back.
So what do you think about that woman who was winning all the that quote unquote woman who was winning all those foot races, and then somebody was like, "God, she looks kind of like a man," and they did a DNA test on her, and she has some hormonal disorder where she's like XY, but the Y didn't produce enough hormone to actually make her into a man, so she has all the female parts but all the male hormones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was just crushing things.
Huh.
And I think they decided that she wasn't allowed to compete against women anymore at like the competitive level because it's kind of unfair.
All the more reason why women are not competitive.
Yeah, that woman was competitive.
Well, she wasn't really a woman, that's why.
I mean, that's kind of a gray line there.
No.
So anyway, Retarded Rick.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
So, Retarded Rick's relationship. Stod goes, "Jake, how do you think that this is healthy?" Retarded Rick's girlfriend. As soon as he said that, my jaw just hit the floor.
Wait, hold on.
Like, hold on.
Like Looney Tunes style.
Right. And he's like, Retarded Rick's girlfriend just called him the other day and said, "Hey, I really need some action, and if you don't get here shortly, I'm going to just go fuck some other random dude because I need the action." So, Retarded Rick apparently got somebody to drive with him 4 hours so he could go pleasure this woman.
What? Why did she live 4 hours away?
I don't know. And then the best part is, afterwards, she must have kicked him in the balls and been physically abusive to him.
Yeah, I know for a fact she's physically abusive to him because I was at Gen Con, and he was walking around holding her hand, and like he walks up to me and goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like,
"Is she like, hey,
good.
you guys?"
I'm like, "Good. Is this your girlfriend?" He's like, "God, why are you gonna say that?" And he literally talks like that. And so like later I found out
so many groups on this podcast.
But if you spread it around, it's better.
Retarded Rick talks like that.
I'm just
God,
saying.
you guys, why are you making fun of my girlfriend?
Doesn't make this not offensive.
Anyway,
he's not retarded because he actually does reasonable at these tournaments. He was like 4-1 or 5-1 at some point.
Like, if you can conduct yourself in a game of Magic, I feel like
you're not really retarded.
Like,
right.
I don't know what the bars are for that. Like, I have no idea what the
maybe he's a savant
is, but
the savant of retards.
Yeah, but no, I just, it's highly speculative to me if you can play Magic that you're developmentally disabled.
Right.
I'm not an expert on these issues, but like that's just like so weird to me.
No,
anyway,
then retarded Rick is
no. Anyway, I was telling my story from Gen Con. Anyway,
interrupt him some more.
Anyway,
sorry,
I found out later.
Candace on tangents.
I was told that this is a great thing about our podcast, so I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's why we didn't come prepared with any magic topics. I don't think we've said anything about magic whatsoever.
We are freeballing the shit out of this podcast, just so you guys know.
Avalanche Riders. There. It's not magic related. No. It's tying it together.
Anyway, I found out later that Retarded Rick's girlfriend didn't like the interaction she had with me, so she kicked him in the balls.
That is awful.
Really?
Anyway, finish your story. So she physically abuses him after he drives 4 hours to bone her.
And drives home, and Sam Assad's like, yeah, so I'm pretty sure that she's using you, Rick, and I don't know why. And Rick's like, obviously, because I'm good at sex.
I'm great at sex! I got retarded dick! And that shit exists. I used to volunteer at a retard center.
Me too.
And,
yeah.
One time...
I can't speak to their dick, though, because I
here's what happened. Here's what happened.
Oh my god! Let's talk about that guy that we know that works with retards.
No, not talking about that.
No,
anyway, here's what happens. We're in the pool
We're not
area.
Mention
I was
his
a
name.
teenager at the time. I was like in high school age, and this guy was getting changed because he couldn't change himself, and so he escaped while he was getting changed.
Oh my god!
He comes running out of the pool
was there
area
like
in front of everybody.
Like,
no, he didn't like escape. It wasn't like the Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
He wasn't fucking tunneling into a shit river like. Anyway,
it's a good reference.
Anyway, this guy comes. I know.
It's a great
That's
movie.
why I'm on this podcast. Anyway, this guy comes sprinting out into the pool area where we were all like hanging out with the developmentally disabled people with developmental disabilities. And he has just got a slinky between his legs. His shit was just flopping everywhere. I was just like, Jesus Christ, I feel so inadequate right now. So retard dick does retard dick and retard strength does exist.
Yes. So I'm not. If I don't mention the person's name, can I tell them? Can I talk about what MUIs are?
I can talk. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I used to work for a service provider, so I'm allowed to talk about. I know these things because I worked in that industry just for like 6 months. An MUI is a major unusual incident. Anytime something happens that is atypical, it has to be reported because of the way that these people receive monies from the government.
Right. And sometimes you get an MUI on your desk. Like, somebody's got to read these things.
Right. Like, it gets... what happens is, like, the people that are actually providing the service work directly with the people, and you report to somebody in the government that's managing how their money gets distributed.
All official. And sometimes you'll get things where people are trying to write things that are obviously very perverse that happen officially. Right. So they're trying to describe, like, Bob gave Jim fellatio, followed by Jim returning the favor of fellatio on Bob, blah, blah, blah. And I remember somebody that I know reading that and just thinking it's the most awkward thing in the world because that's what the government is paying them to do. To be like, yep, that's majorly unusual. I would classify that as a major unusual incident.
Here's the thing. I don't think that there's a comparison point for those. Like in my life, not super unusual. In Jacob's life, very unusual.
Pretty unusual.
Right.
Mine?
Could go either way.
I don't know yet.
You don't know. You don't know.
You own a hair straightener.
I am too.
You own 2 hair straighteners?
Well, one of them is a travel size. That's the one I brought with me, obviously.
Wait a minute. I want it noted that I'm a paid hairstylist. That's all I do for a living is hair. And Jack Grannon owns 1 more hair straightener than I do.
Well, it came as a combo package. I didn't buy them separately. I mean,
I'm just saying.
It's not that gay.
So, back to the retarded Rick story. So, Sam says, like, clearly you're being used for sex. Don't you think so? And he looks at Jack. To which Jack replies, well, I don't really know you very well, but, it sounds... so I don't know what you have to offer. And as soon as he says that, Samson immediately jumps in and goes, nothing!
I'm like, I don't know, like, what your strengths and weaknesses are. I don't know
He's being the nicest that he could be.
Rick's strengths are his retard strength. That is his strength.
So then I was like, well, this is getting kind of like awkward, so I'm going to break the ice a little bit. And I'm like, well, I think you should break up with her, but you should go there one more time and shit her tub. To which he replies, gets somber looking and sounding, goes, well, I told her about that, and she accepts me for who I am.
Which I think is beautiful.
Made me feel like an asshole.
I think this is great.
Here's the thing. I think Rick, in all his ignorance, has hit the nail on the head.
You gotta find someone that accepts you for who you are,
Darwin
right?
missed it. Gordy Tate missed it. All these really smart people have missed it.
Retard Rick, however?
Rick Edmonster, in his low IQ state, hit the nail on the head. She accepts me for who I am. And I think that's everything that a man wants. I think that's everything that a human wants. We just want to find somebody to put up with our shit.
But I don't think that she's really doing that, so I feel bad for retarded Rick.
Well, listen, if he feels that way...
You can't put up with everything.
Oh, he clearly does. He clearly has apprehension.
Alright, can we have a discussion?
Alright, let's open it up.
Okay.
Discussion.
No, I was going to discuss your ringtone and how it's kind of unprofessional to have it on during the podcast.
I want to figure out why I have to be professional while I'm making fun of
retards without a shirt on.
I'm sitting here.
All right, you got me.
Drinking booze and making fun of retards shirtless.
Yeah, with your titties just jiggling.
I
do
have man titties. All right, here's the thing.
All right, you win this argument.
All right, I'm gonna give a reward.
No, you won't. All right. If we get more than 200 unique comments, I will not post a picture of me in my Halloween costume. I'm going as Snooki. So I'm going to spare everybody.
This picture's being so posted.
But what you guys have to do is we have to have 200 unique comments.
That is so many. I would be happy with 50.
I'd be happy with 5.
Here's the thing. I think that, we've received estimates from people on how many people are listening.
200 is way too high.
We're not that tech savvy that we're, counting downloads on you guys or counting... hits on our website or anything like that. Although our website is awesome and we thank the person that put it up who doesn't want to be named. The guy that built our website was talking to me at
haven't we named him 3 or 4 times now though?
Yeah, I don't think we've said his real name.
Yeah.
Though. Oh yeah.
We can say Tuna.
We all call him Tuna.
I'm just gonna oust him because he's an asshole.
It makes me feel like I should be using a code name.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like somehow this is gonna tie back to me at work and be like, hey,
my name
are you that guy on the podcast?
John Medina.
You guys are assholes.
So I'm gonna go back to a story that we were talking about.
I want to talk about these texts you sent me at 8:45 on Monday morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Are we going back to that?
Yeah.
Okay,
So basically, I decided that since this is beat to hell, we should come up with if professional Magic players were to go try and pick up women at a bar, what their pickup lines would be.
Alright, so I have my phone out, so I'm just going to start, and when you get the text message up, you can add in.
Okay.
First one, if you think that's great, wait till you see what I have in my lap.
Mike Long.
Mike Long. So,
do you want to be in my movie, Dave Williams?
Can you handle the avalanche, Darwin Castle?
Do you want me to put my dragon into the red zone, Brian Kibler?
I thought of a good one for Brian Kibler. Will you be my dragon master?
Do you like to have pop poured over you because I like a sticky woman, AJ Soccer?
I found out something. I want to talk about this as an aside. Apparently, in the Jugaloo culture,
what's a Jugaloo?
A Jugaloo is a fan of the band Insane Clown Posse.
Okay.
And other bands that are on the same label as them.
Okay. So a lot of people that act like Rick.
Perhaps. Anyway, that's a thing that happens. Although they use diet because it doesn't burn the skin. They use diet Faygo.
That is bizarre.
I concur. The guys from Legit MTG could run this one out. I think you could give me a little more value on this date.
Yeah, I got...
That was really funny.
Here's one. Okay, ready? Go. That's Jack Grannon talking to a woman.
What?
We just trolled you, bro. You weren't even here for it. Jack Granddad did leak his lizard, and he wasn't here for it.
Here's another one that I liked. Have you ever had a power bottom, Taylor gun?
I am a power bottom. You look like a gruesome encore of my ex, LSV. I don't know where that originated. Does he just really highly value that card in draft? Or?
No, he doesn't at all. But like, he thinks it's funny. So then, like, he started saying that name a lot, and then people started collecting gruesome encores and giving them to him like en masse.
En masse.
Whatever.
Does this smell like chloroform, Ben Weinberg? Ben Weinberg is just the most awkward human ever.
Yeah, so I want to troll Ben.
Alright, I'm gonna tell a Ben Weinberg
story
that's a total troll. One time, Ben Weinberg lived with JR in the same house that I lived with JR in, but before I did. Like, I kind of replaced Ben.
At the JRRR?
At the JRRR.
Thought he didn't want to be
Twitter
mentioned
handle.
here.
We're gonna mention him.
He was on the podcast, so he can't even deny it.
Right,
that's a good point.
We're not going to say whether or not he actually listens to the podcast. Anyway.
He might.
I don't know.
Who knows if he enjoys it?
I don't know, maybe.
Right. He might just listen to it because I'm his good friend of many years.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, one time Ben Weinberg awakened a girl at like 5 a.m. She was sleeping. We had a lot of couches at that house. She was sleeping on one of the couches. And she woke up to Ben standing over her, watching her.
What's wrong with that?
That is so creepy.
I know, isn't that the fucking weirdest shit you've ever heard?
What's wrong with that?
So, Ben Weinberg has this reputation for being cheap.
A Jew.
Yeah, that's because he is a Jew.
Read.
Man, right. I'm glad I'm not saying those words.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'll take
I'm not saying that all Jews are cheap. I'm just saying that Ben's a Jew and he's cheap, and it's a stereotype that everyone thinks is funny. And everybody loves when stereotypes prove themselves to be true.
Yeah, when stereotypes are true, it's the funniest shit ever.
So, like, he does things like loans cards and then doesn't give them back, and just, like, stole some money from me basically one day, which is kind of sketchy. So, anyway, he asks me today, like, okay, so we're driving, and we get a flat tire on the way to SCG Indy. And we replace the tire, and we start going, and then all of a sudden we see that Ben Weinberg's car is ahead of us, pulled over. So we pull over and be like, yeah, we're okay. And they go, hey, Ben goes, hey, are you guys okay? Yes. Hey, Jake, can I borrow some Mox Opals on the side of the highway? And I'm like, I have some that you could borrow, but seeing as you don't give cards back to people who, you loan, like Mark Larson, who was sitting right next to him, I'm not going to give you any of my cards. To which Mark Larson then spent the next 45 minutes on his way to Indy telling Ben about all the cards that he owed him. And then Ben basically lowballed him and wouldn't, pay him money for all those cards. Which I think is sketchy.
It's really funny that this happened on the side of the highway at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What better time to ask someone for cards,
Right.
Right. Here's another really funny one that you said. You're not big boned, you're a fatty. And I like that. Jamie Wakefield. That would be a great Jamie Wakefield.
Yeah. Do you want to ride my avalanche? Darwin Castle.
We already said that one, if you'll keep up, thanks.
No, there was 2 Darwin Castle.
Alright.
But thanks for...
But yeah, I was surprised at the sheer number of people at SCG wearing the coats.
Wearing the catnip?
They knew what was up.
Wearing the catnip.
I
was actually surprised by the 17-year-old girls with their titties just flopping out.
Those girls are from Cincinnati.
I know they are.
They play at Illuminati,
right?
I
know, yeah. I don't know. Just kind of,
That doesn't
it's kind of sad that their dads didn't love them when they were younger.
They didn't give them enough hugs.
Right.
It was.
Like, either that or they were on next level, like, okay, let's see if we can just put some, guys on tilt.
The one girl was 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she dropped to go get food.
I think that's hilarious. Here's what really makes me laugh about that. I don't think there's a 17-year-old boy playing Magic right now that would leave a tournament at 3-0. Like, if it's your first big event and you're undefeated after 3 rounds, how many rounds was it today? 8?
10.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I would leave after 3-0.
Really?
Yeah, I mean... Well, maybe not when I was,
like... Is this because your boyfriend wants you to leave, or...
Yeah, obviously. No, I mean, like, if I had something to do... No, okay, I probably wouldn't leave after 3-0, but, like...
Right. I don't think there's if it was your first big tournament and you're 17 and you're just getting into the game and you're 3-0, like there's not a guy you couldn't find me a male Magic player that's done that. Like if there's a story out there, you can privately email me. We won't say your name on the cast. We'll just say I got an email from a listener.
From an anonymous source.
The email is gunn.taylor@gmail.com. gun.taylor@gmail. But I just don't think that there's a guy out there that would do that, and it just kind of speaks to the difference between the way women use the game and the way men use the game. Like it's completely a social thing for her. Like if she couldn't hang out with her friends, she no longer wants to play Magic.
I would be the same way.
Yeah, I mean that's the same with us though. Like I didn't really give a shit about
at
the tournament.
17, would you do the? Would you?
I don't know what I was doing at 17.
Were you playing Magic?
Yeah, probably.
At 17.
Yeah.
Would you have dropped at 3-0 from any tournament?
I wouldn't have. Not a chance.
Right.
I wouldn't have dropped.
With yourself. Be honest.
No, I agree.
You faggot. Be honest.
I would not have dropped unless.
Stop talking shit. Be honest.
I'm not talking shit. I'm saying. I understand where she's coming from now as a 25-year-old.
So you're saying that this woman is mature beyond her years?
Yes.
Okay then.
No. Okay.
I don't think I would drop from the tournament at 3-0.
You would never be 3-0, so it's irrelevant to state that.
He top 8'd a PTQ once.
I top 8'd a PTQ, I've top 8'd a States, and I top 8'd a draft open.
What's that? A Star City draft open?
Yeah.
Okay.
I top 8'd
a draft open where there's 8 players.
There's 64 players, and you have to win your pod.
Oh, so you won a draft is what you're saying. You won one draft.
Trolling.
I'm not as accomplished
troll
as Jack
high.
Brannon. I mean, that's what the podcast is about, right?
Hey. It's okay.
Ooh, there was a tender touch there.
There was skin contact.
Man, you're a little rough there on the arm.
I know. I have weird skin.
Do you moisturize?
No, I don't
Oh,
moisturize.
God, you have weird skin. You were just in my bed.
It's no weirder than all these lizards that you keep around.
I like them.
Is a snake a lizard?
Listen,
no.
If you need some moisturizer, I got a couple brands I can hook you onto.
Will you rub it on my back?
Yeah, I mean if you need it.
Oh God, I'm moisturizing.
Dude, you know what the worst part about?
I just became a fan of moisturizers. What's the worst part?
I was gonna say, this is a quick aside. The worst thing about breaking up with this girl of 7 years is she was a massage therapist. So.
Are you fucking with me?
No, and like. She wouldn't give me free massages all the time, but like enough that like if I was really hurting, it would happen.
She wouldn't give them to you all the time?
Well, I mean, it's just like a lot to ask. It's like if you're dating a therapist to ask them for like therapy advice or like relationship advice with someone else.
No, well, what?
No,
if you're dating a therapist, you're asking for relationship advice.
No, I mean
for
like
something wrong with you.
Something else. I'm trying to think of a good example, but I don't feel like it. The point is,
here's the thing. I'm a hairstylist.
Yeah.
And
if you dated somebody and they constantly asked you to like give them hair advice or do their hair, would you get annoyed after a while?
That's fine.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right. I mean, I had sex with this one girl and she was like, "Hey, will you blow my hair out tomorrow morning?" I was like, "Sure."
Okay, but did she do that like more than once a week?
How often were you getting massages from this girl?
Like once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like not like the full blown massage, but like maybe a hand massage.
Like no happy ending.
No happy ending.
Was she Asian?
Wait a minute.
No.
Oh God, I forgot that you didn't have sex with her. You're such a retard. God, if some girl was a massage therapist and I could fuck her, whoo-wee.
What does that have to do? What does that have anything to do with being a massage therapist, though?
She knows, like, there's. When you understand how the body works. Sex
you don't
is just so
you don't
much
study the dick when you're studying massage therapy. I don't know if you've been to the classes or not, but
and here's why you are such a fucking raging dickhead for not having sex with anybody yet. Because you don't understand that sex isn't about your dick. The dick is the last thing I'm worried about during sex.
All right. What's the first thing you worry about?
The first thing I worry about is whether or not she's having a good time.
Well, that's a mistake. Now we know you're wrong.
Well, you are categorically wrong. Here's the thing. I don't like to have sex just one time. I like to have sex again later. And if she didn't have a good time the first time, you're never having it again later.
Yeah. So
that's advice to all you virgins out there, just so you know, or all you guys that are getting laid once and then the girl never talk to you again.
There's this thing called a hooker.
Yeah. What decks did you guys play today?
I played the Pure Steel deck. I think that in the future I'm not gonna play Pure Steel because of Ancient Grudges, but I think like
fucking.
When I sided into Hero Bladehold and Geast of St. Trast, like, basically, and I just attacked with guys, it was a very good deck. So, I think I just want to be attacking with dudes in the future. And I think that it's powerful enough.
So you would play the deck that Ricky played? I wish they had top 8 decks up.
I don't know if I would play Ricky's deck, because I really don't know what's in it. But something like that, probably. I might actually play green-white rather than blue-white. I don't know.
I kind of have a chub for this. There's like a green.
Hold on, I lost to a deck that played Mirren Crusader, and then put Mirren Crusader, and then I untapped, played Pure Steel, drew 1,000 cards, and then he put Spirit Mantle on a Mirren Crusader, and then Curiosity and attacked me.
He what?
That's some big game.
Mirren Crusader, then he put Spirit Mantle, which gave it protection from creatures, and then he put Curiosity on it. So he's like, attack you, 6, I'll draw 2. Whoop whoop.
Ooh.
I also have a Mirren Crusader deck too, actually. It's not very good.
Is that why you guys both lost to it?
No, it's not very good feeling losing to it. You wouldn't know about that because you didn't go.
Great.
I also lost to the Flashback deck, the Burning Vengeance deck.
I was furthering my career. You're right, I didn't go. The Burning Vengeance deck, one of our friends played that deck, and he enjoyed his time there. Yeah, he loved playing that deck. I might build that deck. I want to build a Turbo Mill deck.
Turbo Mill.
Speaking of Turbo, one of the sweeter plays I heard. I'm playing my match, and all of a sudden, there's a kind of a lull around. All of a sudden in social situations, sometimes there can be lulls where things get quiet, and this is all I hear: Snapcaster Mage, targeting Fog.
That's the deck I want to be playing.
Does that card target?
Yes.
Yeah. So he flashback his Fog.
Was he playing Turbo Mill?
Probably
He's
Turbo
Fog.
I'm sure he was winning by.
What's the difference between Turbo Mill and Turbo Fog? Do you play Fog effects and?
Well, Turbo Mill would play like Shriekhorn, whereas Turbo Fog would want to win through Jace Memory Adept.
Don't they both play Jace?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna play Jace, but I'm hoping that they're down to 30-ish cards by the time I'm on turn 5. Because I'm gonna have.
Yeah, because you don't play Shriekhorn and Jace's Erasure. You and Frank Lepore should get together on this. I heard a rumor that one of my favorite podcasts, even though I don't really listen to podcasts, is ending because some people aren't casting anymore.
Some people who will not be needed.
Yeah, I heard people were very busy on that cast.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll contribute to the rumor mill. I heard this was
Untapped.
And
I heard that J.R. Wade is forming a new cast. He may or may not.
I wouldn't say that yet.
I will. I doubt it.
Well, he would obviously.
And because if he won't plug us, I'll just plug him.
That's true. He has been on the cast.
He's starting a cast with Willie G. Myprez, some chick from Florida who's very opinionated, which sounds awful, and
Michelle Roberson
and Pete.
She's awesome.
Pete Richard Johnson is his name.
Is his name actually
Wait
Richard?
a minute. His middle name is Richard?
No, it's not. But we decided to change it to that. Me and Ruben Bressler.
So it was a triple entendre.
It's a triptych.
Yeah. He's just 3 dicks, better than 1.
Anyway,
3 times the dick that any of us could be.
When this podcast comes out, we will give our yay or nay on whether or not you should listen to it. And people will listen to us because I think we're generally assholes and people listen to us for the entertainment, not the advice.
Yeah, obviously. Last episode, we talked way too much about Magic, so we just went into this we're not gonna say anything about Magic.
Yeah.
I don't think we.
Somebody gave me criticism.
We said we went to Star City Indy, and that's about it.
We met a lot of awesome people.
Yeah, I had 2 separate people tell me that the Magic talk was good because we had tie-ins, but the tangents from that were where the real business was
at.
There
was the nut high.
And then we were talking. I was like, yeah, I like to have about 50% tangent, 50% substance.
I like 80-20.
Yeah, the guy's like, you should stay away from the substance.
Content is
because
irrelevant.
None of us are that good at Magic to provide any kind of awesome substance.
Well, that and people, everything Magic related has been talked over between every other Magic podcast. So
I like to think that we give a view of what the majority of people are experiencing right now. Magic. I feel like the crowd is older now. We all grew up playing Magic.
Right.
So like we're experiencing like the beginnings of our careers, and so like Magic is kind of playing a backseat to that. At least for me. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah. It's more of a social thing now, whereas before it was more of a competitive thing.
Right. Yeah,
but
I definitely don't go to.
Yeah, it's fun to be a little bit competitive, but I like to see some of the younger guys like Mike Long try to be competitive, and I like to see Hunter do well.
Yeah, Hunter doing well is awesome. Like that, like as much as
like I would be excited.
I'm glad that he did well this weekend.
He didn't. He went 2-2 drop.
Well, right, but like I think the wins he got are going to increase his confidence.
He beat 2 level 8 players.
If it's one thing that he doesn't need is confidence, because he's kind of a dick.
Well, no, he's a big dick, but I think he needs the confidence to
but in a good way.
Like, because we troll the shit out of that kid.
Yeah.
And
so, hold on, I got a fun aside. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast. If so, sorry for the repeat, but maybe this is the first time you're listening. One time, Hunter was kind of at an F&M with us, and Taylor recently lost some bet at work or something and had gotten his head shaved.
I raised money for charity. I raised $1,200 for
Let's give
various charities
some applause. I like this.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, way to help out those in need.
And I'm doing it again. I'm going to be running a tournament in January.
Wait, what was the cause for?
Mine went to Food for Africa.
Hold on, Food for Africa does not want to be associated with this podcast, especially since we've said the word nigger before.
Wow.
You didn't before, you just said
you
it
just
now.
went there.
I'm just saying, we didn't mean it bad. It just comes out.
We meant it in the endearing sense.
In the loving, what's up, my nigger way.
Right, exactly.
What's up, my nigga?
All right, now that we've all said it, we've broken that ice, and we're gonna move away from the topic. Anyway,
By the way, can we talk about the Black Gypsies yet?
Oh God, do you really want to do that?
No, let's move on. Go ahead.
Okay, we're not talking about that.
Those of you at Star City Indie will have understood that we've never had Black Gypsies.
Anyway,
the rest of you.
Not that there's anything wrong with being a Black Gypsy, but
anyway, I'm doing it again. I'm gonna try and run a tournament in January. I don't know the format yet, but it's gonna be in Cincinnati.
And you're gonna have future professionals, aka strippers in their part time, delivering drinks. Serving us?
I'm gonna talk to my boss. Here's the thing: I gotta run everything that happens by my boss.
Yeah. Can you buy them all really nice push-up bras?
They wear those anyway. Like these girls, literally, I've seen so many pairs of panties at work that, I feel like I should be tipping them. Like this girl's wearing these leggings that were so tight, I could see she was wearing pink panties with zebra print, and they were outlined in black lace. I'm just like...
Not that he was paying that much attention.
No, it's just that, she was wearing these leggings that were, 3 sizes too small, and they got stretched across her ass, and you could see through them. I'm just like, uncalled for. Don't want to see your asshole. Thank you.
Why not? Are you gay?
If it's one person out here who's enjoyed anal sex, it's Taylor.
Yeah. Ladies, if you're listening to this podcast, never have anal sex with a man that has never received anal sex. You will get hurt. If he's not willing to take it up his asshole, never let him put it up yours.
If they say, don't worry, it's going to be alright, just let him do it.
No, if you have evidence that he's taken it in the butt before, let him
How are you going to have evidence of that?
There was semen coming out of his ass.
Hey, have you ever had anal sex before?
That's not evidence. You can lie about that. I don't know if you know.
Who would lie about that?
I would lie about that.
Have you ever had anal sex before, Jack?
No.
Liar!
See?
This podcast...
But seriously, I haven't had any sex.
Listen, I hope a lot of people are listening to this for the first time because they heard about us at Indy, and they're listening to this on the way home on their smartphones or whatever.
Why did
because this episode is just the best.
The bee's knees.
It's the cat's pajamas. The Spooks Kool-Aid. I made that one up.
Isn't that negative? Oh my God, I get it now. Purple drink.
No, that is not Kool-Aid. That's about putting cough syrup into soda.
Oh, I thought it was Purple Source Rex. I did not know that.
Purple Source Rex?
I don't know what that is either.
That's a flavor of Kool-Aid.
I'm lost on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, apparently if you, drinking cough syrup will get you high.
Oh, yeah?
And so, if you mix it with soda, you can get it down more and faster. So, cough syrup and Sprite.
Good to know.
You heard it here.
You heard it here first.
What do you know?
Get high off of cough syrup.
What do you know about that purple drink? I know lots. I'm sure.
I never understood why they said that. Now I get it.
I'm sure it's even better if.
I'm learning new things every podcast.
Every podcast, you're like,
sure
well,
better if you
anal sex, plus or minus.
Plus.
All right. Man,
it'll be okay.
I wish we had deck lists from the Star City so that we had some sort of Magic content.
We've had plenty of Magic content.
Listen, nobody
Everything
wants
that we've had is stories about people that they feel like they kind of know.
All right, fair enough. Let's do shout-outs, guys. This has been a great episode.
Do we not?
Oh my gosh, we gotta watch Ricky live after this.
Oh my god, is he on right now?
Yeah, Ricky's
No, I don't want to watch him live.
Why not? Fucking with me?
Why did you want to watch him live?
Okay, fine, I'll watch him live.
All right,
he's my boy.
Okay, I would like to give shout-outs. I'm going to give shout-outs to the people that admitted to listening to the podcast, and I'll shout their names out, and then I'll, do an overarching one.
Because there's people that are listening that aren't admitting.
You don't
say
the CH.
Yeah, chassis.
All right, you got me.
So if you're listening to this podcast but you don't want to admit it, here's what you do: go up to your friends and go, "Hey, have you heard this MTG Bridge podcast?" And people are gonna be like, "No," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, me neither. I heard it sucked." But if they're like,
it's really offensive. I don't approve of that.
If they're like, "No, what is that?" and you're like, "It's this hilarious podcast, but it's offensive."
I don't endorse it, but you should try it.
Yeah.
You should try it out.
I don't endorse it, but you seem a little bit more crass than me.
All right, who are you shouting out?
I'm gonna give Cranny a good shout out. He would like a button. We should make buttons or stickers or something.
We're gonna do stickers.
Yeah, and Ruben Bressler, two wonderful gentlemen, and unfortunately everyone else who talked to me did not want to be named.
There were
specifically 5 other people who chose not to be named.
That's awesome.
And I would like to thank you guys for listening. You know who you are. And I'd like to thank you for spreading the word, especially the one person who specifically asked me to give him props. But it's hard to give you props if I'm not allowed to say your name. But
I mean, such is our life now that we have this podcast.
I know.
Jack.
Oh wait, hold on. And if you ever talk shit about us, I'm calling all of you out on here.
Oh God, that's the best.
All
Man,
right.
it's just like protection. Like, you can't say negative things about us because then we're going to be like, you listen, you dirty, dirty boy. It's like looking at porn.
Yeah.
All right, who are you shouting out, Jack?
I'll shout out Ricky because I've known him since high school. He's been a good friend of mine. And
did he go to our high school?
Yeah, he is my year. And, we've been playing Magic since...
Does Hunter go to our high school?
I don't think he does.
Oh, man, that's a poor choice on his part.
I don't think it was a choice so much as something else, but...
Jack and I went to a very excellent high school.
Yeah, we sure did.
Shout-outs to that high school?
I don't think they want to be known.
I mean...
Because I actually work with them. I don't know if they want to...
Okay, sure.
You work with our high school?
Yeah.
All right, tell that story later.
No, I won't. Anyways, so I've been playing Magic with Ricky since my freshman year.
Off the podcast, you jick.
You just call me a jick?
A dick. I called you a dick.
You call me a jick. Anyways, so I've been playing Magic with him since freshman year of high school, and we've gone to PTQs together, and just, I don't know, we've had a long history of playing Magic and just being friends, and I'm glad to see that he's in the top 8 right now. I don't know how he's doing, but
he's
I think,
up 1-0 according to this.
Yeah, I think he's a good player, and I think he's taught his brother well, Hunter, and yeah, so I hope he wins, and I hope he
that would be awesome.
Becomes way famous for this.
Yeah, we could probably interview him on the podcast.
I don't care if that kid becomes world champion. He's not coming on this podcast. I will. If there's ever an episode I'm not here, that's the episode you can have him on. Because I think he's just annoying and ugly.
All right. Well,
I think he's a good guy.
I think you're annoying and ugly. How
2
about
against 1.
I know that's a lie.
Why?
Because we cuddle a lot.
We don't cuddle a lot. It's just.
It depends on what a lot is.
Yeah.
Only when I'm passed out. Okay.
Oh, you know about that?
I've been told.
So one time he wakes up and Taylor's just standing over him, Ben Weinberg style.
All right, I'm shouting out to Mary Jacobson. I may or may not have the balls to be like, Mary, I hope you listen to my podcast, and I hope you come to SCG Indy.
I hope you
February.
are willing to drive out to this undisclosed location and join us in the basement for about an hour.
So,
It'll be a good time.
I don't know who would be like, no, I want to pay for a hotel for SCG Indy.
Wait, I didn't say she could sleep
Not
here.
Indy.
She can stay at my place.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, she's gonna spring for that.
I mean, I don't know her. What if she's a secret klepto or something?
That's just the risk you take.
Right, what's she gonna steal? A lizard?
maybe those are worth a lot of money.
Alright, if somebody's gonna steal from you and they take a lizard, first of all, you have to know where to unload a lizard.
Reptile show is tomorrow. That's why I'm not going to be at SCG.
Are they going to know that?
There's also a reptile show in Indy, too. So, depending
on... Why don't you just go to that one, then?
Well, depending on how things go at Cincy, if they don't go that well, I may just run it all the way up to Indy and
Wait a minute.
hang out.
The reptile show's here in Cincy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
There's one in Indy, though, too. They did very good planning. So, I may go to Indy if I don't find what I want.
These are just, black market...
No, they're not black market. It's completely legal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Alright,
what would make this illegal?
Because, a lot of times, it's hard to get an animal across the border.
Yeah,
and,
you know that?
Almost all of
You've experienced trafficking animals across Mexico's borders?
I know for a fact that, some animals aren't allowed to leave countries.
Like
because
Mexicans.
they're endangered. God. Listen, here's the...
Humans are animals. That was not even racist.
That was definitely racist.
I'm glad.
Studio audience, was it racist?
All right.
Sorry
to
my Mexican friends, a.k.a. Do I have many besides
Not
the
anymore,
one?
you don't.
No, he's not. He's American. Are you aware of this?
No.
Medina.
He's American.
Oh.
Okay. All right, well, don't apologize then.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Here's the reason.
I just don't like the illegal ones.
The only reason I'm glad I have a nasally unique voice is so that people know that I'm not saying shit like that. Anyway,
Hi, I'm Taylor. Cunt.
Cunt.
That's
Fuck.
offensive to me.
I'll eat the shit out of some cunts. If you have a cunt, come over, I'll eat it.
Alrighty then.
Awkward Mary Jacobson.
Anyway, Mary.
Mary Jacobson?
If you're listening to this, I promise, unless
I won't eat your...
Unless you want me to, unless you ask.
Jesus Christ. You went from having a 20% chance, no, we'll say a 10% chance to zero. We're not.
Oh my God.
If she ever listens to this.
Are you gonna kiss and tell if she does?
First of all, I don't want to know. I don't want to be there when you talk about it.
What if... Okay, hold on. What if we can't get her, would you do the same thing for just about any other magic girl?
No.
She has a very special, near and dear place to his heart.
No, I think Mary's attractive.
Okay, good for you.
What if we find another attractive magic
Why don't you just
girl?
marry her?
Alright, fine. I mean, as long as she's of age and
What's of age?
Over 18.
I thought the age of consent was 16.
That's way too specific.
Fuck. Fine. If they're of consenting legal age and I find them attractive.
You know about 17-year-olds.
The worst is I just want to troll you about it. I'll be like, remember that time you slept with that 17-year-old with blue hair?
I don't even know that girl's name.
Neither do I.
Tatiana.
No, that's her friend. I know Tatiana. And I know Maddie. I don't know there's two more and I don't know their names.
I think the secret was we weren't supposed to say her name.
The secret was...
Secret's out.
Alright, guys. God, this episode devolved quickly.
It devolved right from the get when you said "Welcome to the Bridge."
Yeah, it went from Blastoise directly to Squirtle.
Oh man, a Pokemon reference to end this shit. Thanks for crossing the bridge, guys.
See ya.
Good night.